Hi, Sade Champagne here, and welcome to my episode 7 review and reaction of American Song Contest. We are finally at the semifinals part 2, and I am caught up on the show. So I'll be ready to review the grand finale right after it airs. So once again, you can always watch episodes 1 through 6 to find out even more about American Song Contest. I highly encourage you to. This is semifinals part 2. So from episode 6, Alan Stone from Washington, who received the jury's votes, is already in the finale. He is one of my number 1 favorites, like my top 5 favorites in the show. And Alexa from Oklahoma, Riker Lynch from Colorado, Jordan Smith from Kentucky, who are all some of my all-time favorites. Jordan Smith is right up there, number 1 for me too. And Nico from Alabama are moving on to the grand finale, voted by America. So let's get into my favorites, because once again, I'm only reviewing my favorites from each episode. My favorites from semifinals part 2. My number 1 favorite is Tenelle from American Samoa. She's so beautiful. Her song is so catchy and encouraging. It makes you feel so good. And I'm just like, man, you just keep singing it. And I don't want to sing it on here because obviously I don't want the video to get flagged. But it's such a beautiful song and you get the lyrics stuck in your head. Even Snoop was singing it again and just jam into it. She did a brilliant performance. I love what she did with her hair and with her jewelry and the costume that even extended up to her crown, and just all the performance and how she had people sitting around her, like on stage, like watching her as she was just singing her heart out, and it just looked like such a beautiful community. Another one of my number 1 favorites is Stella Cole from Georgia. That's my girl. That is my girl with DIY, and she came out there and did her thing, and just her whole vibe and her whole style and just her character of who she is. She has so much flavor, and I really enjoyed her performance, and she's such a star. She is a star. Loved it, Stella. And of course, my other top favorite from this episode is Knoche from Texas. To me, and to find out he's only 19 years old and he's performing like that and he's singing like that and producing his own music, all the things that he does, man, he is going to continue to soar. There is no telling what he's going to be able to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I see him as being just an all-star, incredible, all-around entertainer, performer, musical artist, and creative. I loved it. He took his performance up and just literally just took that whole stage and said, you know what, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to lay the fire out here, and he did it. My second top favorite from this episode is Pagan from Puerto Rico. Oh, another one for me. He did an incredible dynamic performance just to see him. And he also took it up and was like semifinals. And like I said on the last semifinals part 1, these are literally award show type performances. The way he has his energy, his stamina, his voice, him going from English to Spanish, his dancers on stage, his hair, his costume. Brilliant. Loved it, Christian. My other second favorite is Michael Bolton representing Connecticut. What can I say? I just found out Michael Bolton is almost 70 years old, looking and singing like that. His voice is so strong. The lyrics, just his heart. And even hearing that Justin Jesso co-wrote that song with him, makes sense. One of my favorites. My third favorite, Sweet Taboo, California, representing the state that I'm in and that I've been here for more than half of my life now, originally from Orlando, Florida. And Sweet Taboo just rocked it. Those girls just remind me of the strong female pop groups, R&B groups, the way they dance, their costumes. They are ready to win this. And I love how they brought their culture into it and different aspects of the Mexican culture. And it just really felt California to me. Spectacular. My fourth favorite from this episode is Braden from Tennessee. He was one of my favorites on his episode already with his song 17, and he nailed it again. He nailed it. He has a wonderful voice, the lyrics of the song, the audience was into it as well, and I had a great time watching it. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Braden from Tennessee received the jury's votes, and he's going straight to the finals. Congratulations, Tyler. I couldn't be upset with that. He's one of my favorites. Honestly, there's so many of my favorites in this show. I don't think I'm going to be upset by who wins it all. Now, once again, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. I'm about to let you know who are all the finalists moving on to next week grand finale episode. Nico from Alabama with their song The Difference. Tenelle from American Samoa with Full Circle. That's my girl. Riker Lynch from Colorado with Feel the Love. Love him too. Michael Bolton with Beautiful World representing Connecticut. Yes, Michael. Jordan Smith from Kentucky with his song Sparrow. One of my #1 favorites in the show. Chloe Fredericks from North Dakota with Can't Make You Love Me. Alexa from Oklahoma with Wonderland. That's one of my girls too. Tyler Braden with 17 from Tennessee. Yes, Tyler. Grant Knoche from Texas with Mr. Independent. One of my top favorites from the show. And Alan Stone from Washington with A Bit of Both. Yes, this is gonna be a great finale. I cannot wait. And I will be giving my review right after the episode. And so, because I'm finally caught up, thank y'all for joining in and watching my reviews. Thank y'all for going and streaming and downloading and watching these artists' performances and listening to their music. Thank you for your support of me. I just feel so inspired and encouraged and uplifted by this show. And I'm very thankful that they brought it here to America. Like I said, I had no idea it was a show that was already created, but it makes sense. But we have never had a show like this in America. So I hope everyone enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week for the grand finale. Bye.